Greetings everyone, apology for the delay. I was busy with other work, so I only now have time to write the script for this story for you all to read. Today, we will continue with Solo Leveling Season 2. Without further ado, let's begin to see what is special about this masterpiece. Episode 1. Following the conclusion of Season 1, Sung Jinwoo's ability to grow has been endless. Now, both his physical strength and appearance have completely changed. In contrast to his former image as a timid, weak young man, he now possesses an extremely handsome face and a six-pack physique, causing many women to be captivated. Turning back to the main issue of the day, Jinwoo's homeroom teacher invited him to school to discuss his future, as his younger sister is about to graduate. Jinwoo is willing to risk danger to support his sister and sick mother, but he cannot accept seeing his family members do the same. Therefore, Jinwoo will never allow his younger sister to become a hunter. In another development, Wang Dongsu has landed at a Japanese airport. He is an extremely dangerous S-rank hunter. In Season 1, Wang Dongsu's older brother was killed by Jinwoo in a dungeon. He still remembers this deep-seated grudge, which is why he is trying every means to get to Japan to seek revenge. Just a glimpse of the burning look in his eyes is enough to understand how truly dangerous Wang Dongsu. Surely, he will soon want to eliminate Jinwoo to satisfy his bloodlust. Jinwoo is completely unaware of this danger. He continues to participate innocently in dungeon raids, slowly farming levels from monsters. Today will be a bit special because Jinwoo is also bringing a female student along to hunt monsters. His purpose is to show the girl how fierce and bloody the battle behind the gates is, so that she will be afraid and automatically give up her dream of becoming a professional hunter. Accompanying them on this raid are members of the White Tiger Guild. A brief explanation is sufficient. Let's enter the gate to see what happens next. Wait, Jinwoo has sensed something amiss. They were told this is only a low-level gate, so why does Jinwoo feel such an extremely terrifying power waiting for the group ahead? It is likely too late to salvage the situation. As the group enters the dungeon, the gate immediately closes tightly. Jinwoo only has time to instruct manager and to find someone to come and help immediately. If not, his sentence is cut short as Jinwoo is pulled into the gate. Opening their eyes, the raid group finds themselves in a vast icy forest area. They are completely isolated from the outside world. Now, everyone's life will depend on their own strength. The strong survive, while the weak will be left behind so as not to be a burden on others. Kim Chun is the only C-rank hunter there, so everyone implicitly follows his instructions. Unfortunately, this person only thinks of his own interests. He does not want to be implicated, so he proactively suggests splitting the group into two. Those weaker than C-rank will be left behind, while only those useful will follow Kim Chun to find a way out. From this moment, the raid party splits into two directions. The arrogant A-ranker leads his followers to break through and find a way out. Meanwhile, the lower rank group led by Jinwoo continues to take refuge in the forest. Poor Jinwoo, he initially just wanted to scare the student a bit, but unexpectedly got pulled into such a dangerous gate. I guess Jinwoo will have to show some skill to save everyone. Outside, Director P receives the distress call and immediately rushes to the dungeon gate to check. Coincidentally, Wang Dongsu is also present at the same time. Perhaps he sensed that his enemy had joined the raid and came here to cause trouble. We don't know who is the stronger one yet. Jinwoo is much stronger now than before. While everyone else is thinking the raid group has unfortunately perished, Jinwoo alone has defeated a pack of extremely strong ice bears. Even the leader was taken down by Jinwoo's subordinate instantly. Episode 2 continued after the bear pack is eliminated. We see a very familiar scene. Jinwoo extracts the souls from the corpses and turns them into his subordinates. Thus, the strength of the Shadow Army continues to increase non-stop. I cannot even tell how strong this young man has become. Fighting inside the dungeon is normal, but is there also going to be a fight outside the dungeon? Director P and Wang Dongsu are arguing fiercely over matters related to Sung Jinwoo. Wang Dongsu wants to take Jinwoo's life, while Director P will not allow it, so the two are about to clash. If the manager had not intervened in time, a big fight would have happened right after Wang Dongsu loses interest in causing trouble and agrees to leave. But don't rejoice too soon. This madman warns that things are not over yet. He came here to kill someone, not just for revenge. Sung Jinwoo absolutely must die for Wang Dongsu to be satisfied. Returning to the dungeon, Kim Chun, after being thoroughly beaten, has no choice but to run into the forest to hide. Having no real strength himself, he caused all his teammates to perish. That this person still does not stop blaming others. When he sees the A-rank group happily eating and camping, Tim Chun unleashes all his anger on everyone. Well, let's put this novice aside. The elves have taken advantage and followed Kim Chun's traces to the location where everyone is hiding. Things have reached this point, so Jinwoo cannot remain silent and tolerate it as before. He has to knock the novice away and then turn to deal with the elf mob. Jinwoo tries asking these elves who they are and where they came from, but in the end, he gets no results. Every time they are about to reveal their origin, something prevents them from speaking. Jinwoo suspects this is caused by the system. For anyone who doesn't know what the system is specifically, watch Season 1. The elf boss requests Jinwoo to leave alone, but he refuses. The young hero has already promised to guide the student, so how could he abandon her to the malicious elves to be slaughtered? There is nothing left for the two sides to negotiate. As lightning and darkness begin to engulf the surrounding space, Jinwoo's army gradually appears before their eyes. Everyone used to think this young man was just the weakest E-rank hunter on Earth, but unexpectedly, he is terrifyingly strong. Now that the advertisement is over, both sides charge into battle with their full strength. The lesser elves clash around the periphery, while the two strongest individuals are engaged in a life-or-death battle in the center. At such a tense moment, Tim Chun chooses to betray the hunters. He turns to attack Jinwoo to regain his honor. But unfortunately, this is a huge mistake. Jinwoo cannot stand by and watch someone try to kill him and his comrades. So, he eliminates the arrogant hunter. Things do not end here. After being defeated, Jinwoo extracts Kim Chun's soul to create a shadow soldier. From this moment on, the name Kim Chun is no more, replaced by a new name, Iron. Inner issues seem to be resolved. Let's return to the main issue. As the command is given, the veteran subordinates under Jinwoo's command cooperate and charge to attack the elite elf boss. He may be very strong and cunning, but that is not enough to single-handedly take on the entire group. The effects at this moment are overwhelming. Smoke, fire, and lightning are everywhere. The final outcome awaiting the elf boss is a tragic death. After the boss is eliminated, the dungeon gate automatically closes. Everyone is happy to see that several hunters still manage to survive and return. Along with the joy are big question marks in Director P's mind. What in the world is happening? These are all low-rank hunters, yet they manage to close a dangerous dungeon gate. The A-rank leader is dead, but the E-rank ones escape. Director P intends to call them back to find out the truth, but nothing happens after that because of the killing intent in Jinwoo's eyes. Is certain that Jinwoo is the one who helped the other members survive. Director P orders the management team to recruit Jinwoo for the White Tiger Guild at all costs. Episode 3. As usual, Jinwoo regularly enters dungeons to hunt monsters and farm with Yoo Jin-ho. Before, the two were serious about fighting, but recently, they have stopped. Every time they enter a dungeon, they each hold a newspaper and chat. The task of eliminating monsters is handled by the shadow soldiers. In just a few months, they have completed 19 raids. As initially agreed, Yoo Jin-ho will have the opportunity to manage the new guild as his father promised. Although his wish has been fulfilled, the young man is a little sad. This is because Yoo Jin-ho knows that from now on, he will no longer be able to regularly fight side by side with Jinwoo. Just thinking about that makes him incredibly sad. Jinwoo, however, does not pay attention to these things because he has many other things to do. Immediately, Jinwoo heads to the fire tower. This raid is very different from the first time. Jinwoo's abilities are more than enough to defeat the weak demons around the tower. Jinwoo considers extracting shadows to turn these demons into his subordinates. However, this method does not work. It seems the shadow extraction ability has no effect on demons, so he cannot recruit more personnel. It is fine to just keep eliminating all of them. Time passes, and the rules for ascending the upper floors of the tower gradually change. Jinwoo must first find the passage permit before he can think about exploring the tower. The higher he goes, the stronger the demons and monsters become. Finding the passage permit also becomes much more difficult. Although it sounds difficult, it is not impossible. Whenever the Shadow Army cannot defeat a boss, Jinwoo appears on the battlefield. His experience points have increased rapidly since entering the fire tower. Perhaps now he has become a true S-rank hunter. In another development, a mysterious hunter has been arrested by the American government. He had been lost in the dungeon world many years ago. Suddenly, he claims he is a Korean hunter and declares that a terrifying catastrophe is about to strike humanity. The American government cannot tell if the man's words are true, so they invite Wan Dongsu to see. Oh my, how could they trust this man? When the mysterious man reveals that he is Jinwoo's father, Wang Dongsu immediately becomes bloodthirsty. He recounts how Jinwoo was once trapped in a dangerous dungeon gate to the mysterious man, challenging that Jinwoo must have died in the dungeon. No father can remain calm when hearing someone talk about their child like that. The mysterious man is no different. Their battle causes many giant buildings in the area to collapse. Wang Dongsu lies on the ground, gasping for breath, needing oxygen. Seeing this, we know how powerful Sung Jinwoo's father is. Returning to the dungeon, Jinwoo receives a secret reward, a key. Its use has not yet been revealed. Besides that, he also finds 2 out of 3 ingredients needed to craft the elixir of life. Once this elixir is completed, the hope of saving his mother from her eternal sleep will become a reality. For now, let's just withdraw. Jinwoo's food supply is completely depleted after many days of battling. Episode 4. The recent trip has helped Jinwoo realize that he is much stronger, but still not strong enough to reach the highest floor. He must level up more if he hopes to defeat the bosses on the upper floors. But this is difficult now. Since Jinwoo is only an E-rank hunter, he is not licensed to enter dungeons with strong monsters. The last time he encountered the elves was just luck. Finding such a good opportunity is rare. The solution to this problem is to reevaluate his strength level. As long as he is certified with a high-rank license, Jinwoo will surely be allowed to participate in dangerous raids. In theory, this is correct, but reality is different. When Jinwoo places his hand on the strength measurement sphere, the control system reports an error. The appraiser thinks the machine is faulty, but it is not. In reality, Jinwoo's strength is beyond the machine's imagination. Until now, only a few people have witnessed this special phenomenon. There is no doubt, this young man is the 10th S-rank hunter of the country. As soon as this news leaks out, journalists and guild managers from everywhere rush to recruit Sung Jinwoo. Even a prominent figure like Choi Zhongin personally comes to meet him. He is the leader of the strongest guild in the country at the time. Choi Zhongin is very confident that he can persuade his opponent to join his side, until he receives a bitter disappointment. Jinwoo does not even glance at him, let alone talk or negotiate. That evening, the Hunter Association chairman, Go Gun-hee, arranges a secret meeting with Jinwoo. Let's get straight to the point to save time. Chairman Go also wants to invite Jinwoo to join the Hunter Association. The domestic situation at that time is very chaotic. The 5 strongest hunter guilds in the country are even more formidable than the military. The only thing restraining their power is the Hunter Association managed by Go Gun-hee. Just think, if an S-rank hunter joins one of those 5 guilds, how much more aggressive they will become. There will come a day when the Hunter Association is no longer able to restrain them. The noble story recounted by Chairman Go Gun-hee is very touching, but Jinwoo still refuses the invitation. He does not care about politics or power like other players. The only thing that interests him is leveling up and continuing to fight. Witnessing this passionate look reminds the chairman of the glorious years of his youth. He wishes time could turn back just once, and then Go Gun-hee could fight alongside someone as courageous as Jinwoo. Unable to recruit Jinwoo, the chairman reluctantly lets him leave with regret. He also orders his subordinates to always closely monitor Jinwoo's actions in the future to ensure nothing happens to him. Meanwhile, Jinwoo applies for a job in a dungeon mining team. This term might still be strange to some, so I will explain briefly. Usually, each raid is divided into 2 phases. The first phase involves the hunters charging in to fight the monsters. After that is finished, the second phase begins. The miners are the second phase. They just have to wait for the hunters to clear the monsters and then go into mine gemstones. But the pay is much lower. When Jinwoo takes off his clothes, he looks very muscular. Jinwoo alone works as hard as 5 or 7 people combine. Everyone thinks he has God-given strength, because a normal person would never be that strong. While the mining group is preparing for a lunch break, Jinwoo takes the opportunity to quickly run to the boss room. As long as he defeats the monster, the experience gained will be very large. Jinwoo has not even had a chance to unleash a skill before being caught red-handed by a beautiful woman. Episode 5. The beautiful woman I am talking about is Cha Hien. She is afraid that the boss might accidentally wake up and attack the mining group, so she is stationed outside the gate. She did not expect to find Jinwoo sneaking and preparing to do something. Fortunately, Jinwoo has not made any move yet. Jinwoo claims he got lost while mining and ended up there. Before leaving, a small moment makes Cha Hien's heart flutter. Until now, she has always smelled an unpleasant odor from hunters. The higher the rank, the stronger the smell. Jinwoo is the first person that Cha Hien does not smell anything unpleasant from, even though he is incredibly strong. Perhaps his place has a clothes dryer, so he is clean, or he uses fabric softener. At the end of that day, the leader of the mining team offers to invite Jinwoo to work for a few more days. This is understandable, because he is very productive. Thanks to Jinwoo's fast mining, the workers got to leave early. Something unexpected happens the next day. Early in the morning, a hunter comes asking the mining team for help. The thing is, they are short one person to carry equipment. Since it is just minor work, no strength is required. That is why the hunter came to borrow someone from the mining team. Upon hearing this, the workers are terrified, shaking, who would dare to risk their lives by charging into the first phase of a dungeon raid. Fortunately, Jinwoo is still there. He immediately volunteers to be the carrier for the high-rank hunter group. Entering the dungeon, the hunters coordinate well to fight. Initially, they eliminate a few gatekeeper dogs, but that is just the prelude to a real nightmare. These mad dogs are the pets of the House of Horrors. These beings are the truly dangerous ones. The group of mages continues to fight systematically as they were trained. However, there is a huge gap between their level and the enemy's level. After just a few exchanges, the members are covered in injuries. Some are even critically injured, on the verge of death. Jinwoo has to secretly help them overcome the disaster. He uses his stealth ability during the fight so that no one around can recognize his true strength. Thanks to this, the high-rank group narrowly escapes the initial disaster. Although the team leader is still regretful, he cannot do anything more at this moment. If they stubbornly push forward and encounter a few more groups of horrors, the entire team will surely perish. Thinking everything is over smoothly, unexpected trouble strikes. The dungeon gate has been enchanted with a spell, preventing those inside from coming out. The mages try to purify the gate, but are hit by a curse that drains their energy and life force. They turn around and see the bloodthirsty executioners slowly approaching. Unlike other monsters, these horrors can communicate and use human language. They give the team leader two choices: either die here or take everyone to meet the final boss. The leader chooses the second option. At least this choice will save one person. While the team is fighting the horrors, they will try to buy time for the carrier to escape and get help from the outside. Episode 6: Entering a large room, surrounded by thousands of screaming horrors. Their fierce presence is enough to overwhelm any hunter not brave enough to face death. The final boss begins to speak very bitter words. Their purpose in bringing victims here for execution is mainly for entertainment. Death or pain means nothing to them. Although terribly scared, Sung Jinwoo still acts according to the plan. He charges forward alone to attract the enemy's attention, giving his teammates a chance to escape. The boss only takes a few seconds to demonstrate its power and inflict pain on Sung Jinwoo that cannot be described. Suddenly, a shadow flashes past, blocking the attacks. Everyone knows it is Sung Jinwoo who has taken action. He decides himself to deal with the surrounding monsters. This part is a bit procedural. When things have reached this point, why ask for permission? Unstable magic power attracts the attention of hunters outside. The association members immediately send out a distress signal and blockade the surrounding area, preventing anyone from entering. The party is now very lively. First, he summons his subordinates to show off, then he creates a barrier to increase their strength. This new buff should be enough for them to fight until morning. Charge in, comrades. Commanders like Iron quickly eliminate a large number of fierce enemy soldiers. The most terrifying sight is the person who is carrying things now sweeping through the central battlefield. With his familiar fighting style, Jinwoo extracts the fallen enemies to make them his subordinates. This action increasingly angers the boss. It is ready to unleash its full power to wipe everyone out. The supporting actors have started moving to the side, allowing the main characters to shine. The boss opens many gates and shoots destructive beams at Jinwoo. It sweeps away both the shadow soldiers and the horror soldiers very brutally. With maximum speed, Jinwoo is still able to dodge the barrage of attacks. And then, he has enough time to unleash a counterattack, seriously injuring the enemy. Before, it was always arrogant, thinking it was the strongest mage in the world, but now it is utterly terrified as death approaches. Before it can feel anything, the head of the boss is cleanly taken down by the shadow soldiers. The remaining procedure, I probably don't need to explain. Jinwoo extracts the souls, etc., of those who were just eliminated to add them to his shadow army. But this boss is particularly strong. From now on, its name will be Biru, a powerful assistant who will help Jinwoo clear dungeons in the future. While focused on fighting the monsters, Jinwoo has forgotten to pay attention to everything around him. The entire performance was seen by the raid group. The members of the Hunter Association instruct them not to reveal this outside because Jinwoo's strength has been classified as a national secret. Episode 7, the results of Hunter Jinwoo's strength evaluation have arrived. Early in the morning, Director Cho and Director P are present at the association gate to wait. Anyone seeing this can easily guess their purpose. Both want to recruit Jinwoo to their guild. In the appraisal room, Jinwoo demonstrates his shadow summoning technique for everyone to evaluate. But saying evaluate is a bit wrong, because everyone who sees the shadow army is utterly terrified and speechless. Just think simply that one shadow soldier is as strong as an A-rank hunter. If so, Jinwoo alone is more than enough to fill the biggest table in Korea. This hot news is immediately reported by the press on television. The identity of Korea's 10th S-rank hunter is announced. Sung Jinwoo's appearance creates huge attention among the public and the top veteran hunters across the country. Director P and Director Choi are gradually realizing their position. How could such a powerful and prominent figure agree to join someone else's guild? Perhaps he will start his own guild, the strongest in the country. There is no joking about this, but let's put aside matters of fame and power. Jinwoo is busy hunting for sales to prepare for a new raid. Last time, he didn't find anything hot online, so this time he goes directly to the store to see if there is anything new and special. This store sells the country's most expensive items, but the added stats are minimal. They are not even a fraction of the items Jinwoo collected in the fire tower. So, from now on, please don't mention sales anymore. The items are useless. What is there to buy or sell? Put it all away. Everything for the raid is prepared. Next is the part about leaving a few subordinates at home to look after his younger sister. Jinwoo also tells Yoo Jinho that he will be away for a while. Don't bother trying to find Jinwoo, because even if you try, you won't find him. After saying this, Jinwoo enters the fire tower. Right after entering, the shadow soldiers are unexpectedly attacked by some mysterious force. Jinwoo analyzes the opponent's actions and decides on a solution by creating a trap to intercept the enemy. Episode 8, with a few basic, light blows, the demon groups are sent fleeing by Jinwoo. He intends to eliminate the enemy completely, but unexpectedly, behind the mask is the image of a very timid girl. She is too afraid of being killed, so she immediately surrenders. She even says she will hand over the passage permit and help Jinwoo pass the trial if he spares her life. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Jinwoo also asks the opponent about their origin. Why is the demon race present in a tower filled with flames of hatred? Thessel only says that they were previously moved into the tower by something. Since then, strange voices have begun to repeat in their heads. They say to kill humans, kill everyone who dares to come here. Thessel's body begins to lose control. She says that the entire demon world has gathered many forces to confront a mysterious power. Who is that enemy? How strong are they? What is their purpose? Before she can finish explaining, the system prevents her from revealing any more information. In Korea, the association receives terrifying information. The nightmare they feared for many years has finally arrived. On some remote islands, people have witnessed scenes of ants beginning to move inland. They kill anything moving in front of them. Even though teens have joined forces to stop the ants, casualties continue to rise. After reaching an agreement, Essel takes Jinwoo back to her family to get the passage permit. Her father looks helpless, doesn't he? He spent decades raising his daughter, and now she brings a guy home to threaten him. Jinwoo also borrows Essel for a few more days before she dies. I mean, he borrows her so she can guide him to the upper floors. Don't think otherwise. The compatible pair journeys for a few days and reaches the final destination. The one standing before them is the King of the Kings, the Demon King Baron. The opening display is the Demon King's ability to summon a large number of high-level monsters. Jinwoo is not inferior either, as he orders his subordinates to display their strength before the king. Facing deadly killing intent, Baron does not feel nervous or scared at all. Whenever Jinwoo uses a skill, Baron immediately counters completely to determine superiority. Jinwoo switches to close quarters combat, but is suppressed. He tries to use magic attacks but is immediately dispelled. His mana is rapidly decreasing. If the situation continues in this direction, Jinwoo is certain to lose. It sounds tragic, but what can be done? Baron seems like a supreme being. No matter what Jinwoo does or what tricks he uses, he cannot defeat him. Even when Jinwoo's army attacks together, they cannot overcome him. The speed and strength of the Demon King are perfect. Perhaps that is also the reason why he is stationed to guard the final floor of the Demon Tower. This is not good. The energy is almost depleted, The opponent is about to unleash a finishing blow, and Jinwoo has no strength left to resist. Is this the final scene in his journey of advancement? No, everything is not over yet. Essel throws her sword at the Demon King's head to distract him. Although this attack does not cause any damage, it creates an opportunity for Jinwoo to turn the situation around. With just a moment of carelessness, the Demon King completely loses his advantage. Jinwoo seizes the opportunity to unleash a punch at extremely close range. At this distance, no matter how fast Baron is, he cannot dodge in time. Episode 9. Putting aside all the pain, the first thing Jinwoo thinks of is crafting the elixir of life. This medicine carries the hope of curing his mother and waking her from her eternal sleep. As for personnel, his company Shadow Army could only recruit this giant. Since Baron is a demon king, shadow extraction does not work on him. This was mentioned before. At the same time, Jinwoo awakens a new skill, Shadow Exchange. This skill is very convenient. It allows Jinwoo to teleport anywhere as long as there is a Shao left behind by him. His hasty departure prevents the girl Essel from confessing her feelings. It is clear she is very fond of Jinwoo, but it is a pity that he is already taken. Okay, no more jokes. Lately, he has been so busy raiding and leveling up that we have forgotten about the chaotic situation in the city. Everywhere, there are rumors about the upcoming raid on Jeju Island. If this plan fails, it is likely that Korea will not be able to recover. Even worse, all of humanity will face a terrible threat. Director P has previously fought the ants, so he understands how strong these monsters are. They brutally killed his close friend, the leader of the White Tiger Guild. Because he did not want to see such a tragic scene again, Min Byung-gu chose to retire and live a peaceful life as a civilian. On this side, the medicine called the Elixir of Life creates a miracle. Jinwoo's mother, who had been in a coma for many years, wakes up, completely astonished. This scene makes him unable to hold back his tears. Everything happening might be too sudden. Jinwoo has always been by his mother's side, taking care of her. That only now does he see his mother talking, moving, and showing emotions like everyone else. At the training grounds, Korea's S-rank hunters are sparring. There would be nothing to say until the Japanese group appears. Though, I think I forgot to explain why this group came to Korea. The thing is, they proactively offered to help Korea with the Jeju Island raid. But whether this is with good intentions or not, we will have to wait for future episodes to find out. These individuals from different backgrounds immediately show their egos towards others. Specifically, the Japanese and Korean hunter groups want to have a match. They say it is a friendly spar to build camaraderie, but the look on each person's face is full of killing intent. If anyone is careless, they will not even have time for a funeral, let alone friendship. To avoid casualties, both sides agree on a very simple rule. The Korean and Japanese teams will each send 4 people to compete. Just grabbing the opponent's wrist counts as a win. No need for serious fighting like in the movies. Episode 10. Although they are all S-rank hunters, the match seems to be quite fast. After just a few minutes, the Korean team has already lost 2 or 3 people. Only Cha Hyun is gaining an absolute advantage. She accidentally strikes Asushi Ryuji of the Japanese team on a weak point. He becomes so angry that he no longer cares about the rules. The only thing dominating his heart at this moment is the obsession to kill the girl in front of him at all costs. Sensing the situation is worsening, Jinwoo appears discreetly. He handles it very cleanly. The first move is a block, the second is restraint, pinning the guy to the ground, and it is over quickly. This strength greatly interests Ryuji. Let me tell you, this Ryuji is extremely powerful. He is known as Japan's strongest hunter. A friendly match between the two sides is arranged again. To call it friendly is one thing, but whether their actions are friendly, I don't know. Ryuji's opening moves are fast punches. These attacks cannot even touch Jinwoo's afterimages, let alone hit the target. As a top assassin, missing every attack, how could he not be frustrated? Forget it, this is not a friendly match anymore. Let's fight seriously. Sung Jinwoo is also fully immersed in the battle. For a brief moment, he craves to use his full power to compete with his opponent. Both sides prepare to unleash a single blow to end the fight. No one can guess how serious the consequences will be. So, let's call it a draw for the sake of peace. Everyone rushes to stop these two to minimize casualties. The friendly match has a very good outcome. Fortunately, no one died after this event, which was meant to strengthen team spirit between the two sides. Wait, why did they put on such a display of power if they aren't participating in the raid? Everyone is surprised to hear that Jinwoo is not on the list of hunters going to Jeju Island. The young man has a legitimate reason for this decision. Currently, Jinwoo has his mother and sister by his side. He does not want his mother, who has just woken up after many years, to worry because her son is participating in a dangerous mission. The most important thing is coming. The S-rank hunters will land directly on the island to eliminate the enemy. Lower-rank hunters will stay on the outer perimeter to surround the ant swarm. This force will ensure that no ants fly towards the mainland or residential areas. The Japanese hunters are also actively helping on the island. At first glance, it seems that everything is going according to plan, but perhaps it is too early to celebrate. The ants have grown much stronger. If humans can evolve, so can the ants. One of the supreme beings takes down a Japanese S-rank hunter instantly. Episode 11. No one sees anything, and no one knows when their teammate died. They do not even know that their own head has fallen next to their teammate's head. Anyone who resists will die. Running away will also lead to death. Acting or not acting, the results are the same. From the moment they set foot on this island, the nightmare has silently consumed everything. The Korean hunter group is unaware of what just happened. Their mission is to push deep into the enemy's lair. The group from before was only on the outer perimeter, drawing attention. Director P uses his keen eyes to find the location where the Ant Queen is hiding. Their plan is to use all their strength to reach the determined location, eliminate the Ant Queen, and then quickly withdraw. The battle is broadcast live for the public on the mainland to watch. Everyone cheers and celebrates as they see their heroes gaining the upper hand. The team composed of S-rank hunters is truly perfect. Their attack power is strong, and their defense is equally strong. If anyone gets injured, just let Min Byung-gu heal them a few times, and they will be as strong as an ox again. Finally, the Ant Queen is eliminated before the eyes of tens of thousands of people. Its mournful cry causes the young ants to frantically rush towards the queen's nest. If they do not escape quickly, all escape routes will be blocked by the enemy. While I was talking about the victory and escape method, the final nightmare arrives. This is the supreme being that took the lives of many Japanese S-rank hunters. It looks completely different from those low-level ants. Just its presence is enough to make those facing it think of death immediately. At this moment, it has not unleashed any attacks, but neither have the hunters. It is not that they are not taking the opportunity, but that they are too afraid. Everyone understands that even if they attack, what awaits them is still a tragic death. Suddenly, the black ant teleports behind Cha Hien, unleashes a single attack as if to unleash its rage upon the female hunter. That alone is enough to render her unconscious for the rest of the battle. Not only is it strong, but it is also very intelligent. The ant does not rush to fight the strongest individuals. The first thing it targets is the healer's position. Before Min Byung-gu can react, the ant's arm pierces through his body. He can heal injuries infinitely for everyone in raids, but at this moment, he is powerless, watching death gently touch his heart. Director P is very angry that his close friend has been killed by the enemy. But what good is anger? At most, it is just helplessness. Anger does not compensate for the skill gap between the opponents present. Their efforts are just dust in front of the supreme being. Ryuji sees the corpses of his comrades. He did not expect the casualties to be beyond expectations. In fact, Japan's coming here from the beginning was not entirely with good intentions. They wanted to provoke the Korean hunters to fight on Jeju Island so that all would perish. The world press would report that Japan helped but could do nothing more. When Korea loses all its S-rank hunters, Japan will be the leading nation in the region. It seems this plan cannot come true. As soon as the supreme being senses the scent of a strong individual, it immediately teleports to Ryuji. There is no breathtaking battle or fierce fight here, because Ryuji is just Ryuji. From the moment they met, he felt death before him. Resisting, fighting back, running away, crying for help. None of it means anything. Episode 12. Inside the ant nest, the Shadow Army appears, saving everyone from danger. Before, Jinwoo had implanted soldiers in their shadow. Watching the live broadcast earlier and seeing them getting beaten so badly, Jinwoo used Shadow Exchange to teleport to the battle to support everyone. A moment ago, the hunters were at a disadvantage, but now the situation is reversed just by the appearance of one individual. Jinwoo distributes recovery potions for everyone to use, but this type of potion does not work on Cha Hien because she is too seriously injured. Situation worsens as the supreme being returned. With it here, we know what happened to Ryuji. Both individuals standing in the frame have high arrogance. The ant looks directly at Jinwoo and asks if he is a king. Jinwoo does not speak much, just punch him quickly. Right at the climax, the transmission stabilizes. The entire Korean public can see the fierce scene inside the ant nest. Just a few seconds later, it becomes very difficult to see. This is because they are fighting so intensely that dust flies everywhere. What is there to see anymore? Jinwoo and the black ant enter a phase of testing their strength against each other. Each unleashes a blow and endures a blow to see who is braver. After being punched so hard it hurts to the bone, the ant finally has its answer. It changes its fighting style to insidious tactics. The ant uses its tongue to inject poison into Jinwoo, completely immobilizing him. But only for a few seconds. Jinwoo has the ability to be immune to poison. The Supreme Being transforms its body into a new form. At this point, its bones and joints are refined and shrunk. Thanks to this, its speed is pushed to the extreme. The duel turns into a battle of speed. What the S-rank hunters see are afterimages and the pressure from the attacks of the two opponents on the battlefield. Besides that, they cannot see anything else. As for the Ant King, since it was born, it thought of itself as a king, standing above all others. But what is happening now? The human, someone who dares to challenge the king. Why is his speed so superior? Why can his strength overpower this perfect body? With all the suppressed anger in its body, the Ant King breaks through, bringing its attack towards the opponent's weak point. Just a few millimeters more and it would have achieved victory. Just a few seconds more and the one who dared to challenge the king would be eliminated. But that distance and time will be a regret that the Ant King will engrave forever. The moment the attack is activated, the entire body of the Supreme Being is sliced into many pieces. It tries every means to escape. It accepts being a coward to save its life. But the only thing the Ant King receives is cruelty. The moment it calls upon the young ants for protection is also very tragic. All those little creatures are swept away by the Shao army instant. Episode 13, the nightmare has passed, but Cha Hyun falls into critical condition. Jinwoo was busy fighting earlier, so he did not have time to take care of his wife. He was taking care of his colleague. He even uses the elixir of life, but it still cannot improve the situation. Well then, there is only one last method left. Jinwoo asks the reporter to stop filming so that the things that are about to happen are not seen by the entire country. Next, he approaches Bin Byung-goo's body to perform the shadow extraction process. Until now, we have only seen him use it on monsters, but now he is using it on a human. You are not mistaken. This rank hunter Min Byung-goo has become a part of the Shadow Army. He is the only person here who can help Hunter Cha Hyun heal all her injuries. After completing everything, Jinwoo releases Min Byung-goo. This person has always wanted to live a peaceful life, so it would be cruel to force him back to serve the Shadow Army. The ants are becoming frantic and running every way. The other hunters will quickly return to the city to strengthen the defense lines. Jinwoo, however, stays because he has not finished his work. Hearing this sounds familiar, doesn't it? It is exactly that, nothing else. Jinwoo extracts the shadow of the black ant to add to his company's roster, and that is a perfect start for the later comedian. Just kidding, this ant is extremely strong. It can even talk to Jinwoo, unlike other soldiers. Although Jinwoo eliminated it, it does not hold a grudge and does not want revenge. In fact, the opposite is true. From now on, the black ant will be Baru. It is willing to dedicate all its strength to serve Jinwoo's commands. The first task Jinwoo gives his new recruit is to finish off the fleeing black ants everywhere. Not only does he complete it excellently, but he also completes the job very quickly. Later, Baru will become a powerful right-hand man, helping Jinwoo deal with many things. The Jeju Island raid has passed, leaving behind many fallen loves. Public opinion is currently divided into two separate streams. One side praises Jinwoo, while the other strongly criticizes. If he was that strong, why did he not participate from the beginning and let so many lives fall before finally revealing his strength? Somewhere on an island belonging to Korea, some very strange faces appear. Just a snap of their fingers is enough to knock out the nearby patrol hunters. It seems these people do not want anyone to discover their presence. As of now, there is no information revealing who they are, but I am certain that these people came here with bad intentions. There are still many mysteries waiting for us ahead, but we cannot explore them immediately. If you want to watch, you have to wait for the production company to release Season 3. Thank you all for taking the time to watch this anime made by our channel. I know it was released late, but you still took the time to support us. We are truly grateful for this video. And now, goodbye and follow and remember subscribe We see you all in other series. I hope this rephrased version, based solely on the provided source material, is smoother and clearer while accurately reflecting the plot points and character interactions described in the original commentary.